Hello everyone, it's Lindsay, and today I have a process video working on day 13 of Gratitude Documented. I have here the Wordfetti. This is a free printable from Illustrative Faith. I'll have all my products listed down in the description bar down below, so be sure to check that out. And for today's entry, I have this picture. This is one of my favorite pictures of my family, and it just happened that the colors in the picture really match the Gratitude Documented lines. So I went ahead and printed that out, and that's going to be kind of the focal point for today's entry. And for day 13, the prompt is family, and we are working in 1 Timothy 5:8, which says, "But if anyone does not provide for his relatives, and especially for members of his household, he has denied the faith and is worse than an unbeliever." I'll talk about that a little bit more here in a minute, but what I'm doing is matting the picture on some of the Gratitude Documented paper. And then I pulled some of the ephemera pieces from the Gratitude Documented line. I know some people have requested that I not use as much Illustrative Faith products and kind of use some other things, but I just have a lot of it, and it all coordinates, it all goes well together, and I'm trying to use up all of the Gratitude Documented products through this project. So bear with me, but I've gone ahead and just layered some of the ephemera pieces on top of this picture, and here's a little trick. So I have some press and seal, yes, press and seal from the kitchen, and this is going to help me keep all of those pieces in place where I want them, and then I can glue them down all at once very easily. So I'm pressing that down, rubbing it onto all those little ephemera pieces. Flipping it over, I can take the picture portion off, but first I'm going to mark so I know where to put glue. Since that part's hanging over, I don't want glue on there. And then now all those pieces are right where I need them to be, and I can apply glue onto the entire back side of these and then stick it on that. It's going to be a tip up, I guess. And that's just an easy way to keep everything together where I want it and have it placed easy. Just a little trick. This is a trick I learned from Jennifer McGuire here on YouTube. Her husband actually was behind the development of Press and Seal. So a little fact there for you. Definitely go check. I'll have her videos linked down below. You can go check her out. She's got a really fun card making channel. So now I can press that all down, and this little acorn didn't quite have enough glue, so I can go back in and glue it, but everything is right where I had placed it before I applied glue. So little trick there for you. And the verse is actually on the right-hand side of this spread, but I've already journaled over there, as you can see, so I'm just working on the opposite page. No problem at all. I will have the verse documented here on this page. So I have quite an array of products laid out here. So I've pulled, this is some washi tape that's got some copper foiling, and I believe this is from Hobby Lobby, if I remember correctly. I will look for it. I can't always find links to the washi tape that I use because I've had some of it for so long, but we'll see. So I'm applying it to the top to create a hinge this way, and it is a translucent washi tape, so I can still read all of the text that is right there that's going to be covered up. And now I can flip it up, and I'm actually going to journal a little prayer underneath that photo off camera in a little bit here. And then here is some dark blue washi. And so I'm just really sticking with those fall colors from the line. And there are a lot of suggested colors for the Gratitude Documented line, but one little trick is just pull 2 or 3 or 4 colors at a time to work with, and then it's not as overwhelming. If you try to use all, what is it, like 6 or 8 colors on one entry, it might look a little crazy if you're not careful. So that's one little trick for how I decide what colors to use. For one, I'm using inspiration from the photo, but I'm also just picking a few colors that's in the line. That word family is from the Print and Pray shop over at Illustrative Faith, and I've printed it on clear label paper. And I'm going to stamp the word thankful. This is from the Gratitude Documented devotional kit, the monthly kit. And I'm going to need to double stamp it. So I've pulled out my stamp positioner. This is not necessary at all. It's just going to help me double stamp it. This particular positioner is no longer available, but I will link one down below if you're interested. And I'm going to ink this up with dark indigo Faber-Castell brush marker. This is one of the small tipped brush markers, and because of that, I'm not going to get a great impression. I did mist it with water this time to see if that would help. Still didn't get a great impression, but the nice thing about the stamp positioner is as long as I don't move anything, I can go back in, ink up that stamp, and stamp it down again, and it'll be exactly in the same place as the first time. You can do that by hand with an acrylic block if you get right up over the top of it, but I just wanted to show you there's some other ways if you're not having good luck with that. So that's all stamped down. And now I'm pulling some more elements from the Print and Pray shop. I believe this is from Hope Harvest by Shauna Noel. I will link the Print and Pray items down below. And that's a digital file that you can purchase and then print on whatever medium that you want. I typically print on clear label paper, which is what I've done with this little leaf. And that way it just blends right into the page, and they're really easy to incorporate and cut out because I can just messily fussy cut it. It doesn't have to be perfect, but since it's clear, it just looks perfect on the page. These alpha stickers are from Snap Studio. These are ones that I found on Amazon, and they had a package that had colors that really went well with the devotional kit this month. So I'm going to go ahead and put those down so it'll say thankful for family. And now this particular verse, I read some commentary and did some studying. This is a letter from Paul to Timothy in 1 Timothy, and it's some directions for the church and how they're supposed to deal with some things. And so how they're supposed to deal with widows and just a variety of different things that might be going on in the church. And so here is just instruction that you need to be providing for your family, however that might look like, and whether that means you're a single mom, whether that means that you're married and your husband's providing for your family, if you don't have kids, providing for yourself. It's just don't allow yourself to be a strain on the church and just asking for handouts. Ultimately, you should be trying to provide for your family, yourself, as much as you can, and usually that's, maybe God gifting you with a job or something like that, but not just sitting there, like my dad says, sitting like a bird out in the yard with your mouth open looking for dinner. Like, that's not what we're meant to do. We're meant to be trying to provide for our own families. And so that's just a little side note. That's one thing about picking and choosing these verses for these prompts. Do some studying, do some reading all around those verses, because there's a little bit more going on than just that one verse sometimes. And so that's kind of an important thing, is to study the content that's around that particular verse. So little side note trail there, but that's kind of what's going on here where this verse is. I took some of the printables from that Hope Harvest set, all those little leaves, and it took me forever to figure out how to use them, so I sped that up quite a bit, but I cut out a variety of them just to add some interest to the background behind everything else I have going on. And now I'm just layering. I just kind of play with things and move things around and kind of try to see what it looks like. And now, as I'm starting to get quite a collection of products, I can really layer more than I used to. These numbers here are a Sizzix Tim Holtz die that I cut out of some cardstock that had been inked up with some Distress Oxide inks. So I cut out a whole bunch of different numbers, a whole bunch of different colors, and I am numbering each one of the days of gratitude documented. So that is what that is there. I added some more of those leaves down behind it. Now on the underside here is where I'll put my prayer off camera, but I'm taking some of the Wordfetti. The Wordfetti I printed on white label paper and then just used an X-Acto knife to score it. So I have little custom Wordfetti stickers, and I can go ahead and put down the verse. And there's some other words. I ended up not using them in this particular entry, but there's some extra little words and things that you can incorporate into your page, which is really nice. And that's going to be pretty close to it there. So be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you were inspired. Check out the description box down below. I will have links to all of the products used today. Subscribe to my channel if you're not already subscribed. And until next time, thank you so much. Bye-bye.